Good morning. It's Sunday, December 31st, the last day of the year, New Year's Eve. And I have bad news today, a news that we should have all expected. Iran has declared war on the U.S. in the Red Sea only right now. They have been attacking ships that have been going through the Red Sea to various ports. And these have been ships that are not associated with any military operations. These are commercial vessels going to deliver product to various places in the Red Sea. So why has Iran done this? They've done this because we have screwed up since the Obama administration. We've gone back and forth on this nuclear deal for that long. I always was against that nuclear deal from day one. I saw no reason in the world why we should permit a nation like Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And in that deal, it was a 10-year deal at that time, and then Iran was claiming that it was going to be for humanitarian purpose, for working within the country and making things better for the people in Iran. No military nuclear weapons were going to be created. That's what Iran kept telling us. I never believed it for 1 minute. And then after Obama law sent John Kerry many, many times to Iran to make this deal, to get this deal done. And then Donald Trump did the right thing, the one right thing in his whole presidency. He got us out of that nuclear deal. And now Joe Biden is making the major monumental mistake of trying to reinstitute this nuclear deal. And Biden hasn't said anything about the attacks on the ship in the Red Sea. And we should be doing something awful to Iran. And Iran has these, what do I call them, associated terror groups, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, all over the world causing destruction. And we have allowed that. And we have gave them billions of dollars that we had taken away from them during the Trump administration. And that money supposedly is not going to be used in any military operation or anything like that. It's supposed to be used for peaceful purposes. And right now that's on hold. But who knows what they're using the money? They can take that money and use it for peaceful purposes, but the money that they had put aside for peaceful purposes, they can use for weaponry. So it's a charade. We have been played by Iran. And why don't we wake up and realize that fact? This is a terrible situation. We in the United States all over the world trying to help people and fighting on I don't know how many fronts in the Middle East. And there's been no formal declaration of war. But this group, the Islamic Republic and its proxies, who call themselves the Axis of Resistance, have been moving against the U.S. assets and interests with what they call deepening intensity. So they're not calling it a war officially. But just look at the Yemen Houthis and their attacks on the commercial traffic in the Red Sea. And many have said this is a Nazi-inspired situation. They even use the Nazi salute. So these servants of Iran have launched at least 100 attacks on 14 different ships in just over the past month. I didn't even know there were 100 ships in that ocean. How in the world can Iran get a group of people, get an army together, a bunch of militants, and attack that many ships ships in 1 month without anybody paying attention, supposedly, without anybody doing anything physical to Iran to punish them severely. The U.S. has been attacked all over the Middle East, Syria, the Red Sea, and we haven't done nothing important. We retaliated and destroyed a couple of installations, but we've got men over there fighting for their lives, and we're not doing anything. And these attacks on the Red Sea are meant to close the commercial traffic off. They want to have complete control of that area of the world. That is the purpose in Iran's mind. This is an extension of the October attack on Israel. That attack was created in Tehran. All of the planning was done with the help of Iran and their military wizards, so to speak. And Iran has been building up its nuclear facilities for a long, long time. And it's tripled its uranium production. So are we going to let this go on without a response that curtails Iran from becoming a deadly enemy, more deadly than they are right now? We have to do something awful. We have to do something to destroy the nuclear program in Iran, to level that country and make it realize that it's not a civilized place. They are attacking us all over the region, from Syria and Iraq. The U.S. have been targeted. It's time for the U.S. to strike back hard against the Houthis, to protect the Red Sea, and to protect the U.S. influence in the region. Now, Joe seems to have been ignoring all of it, and he seems to be refusing to go on the offensive against our enemies. And maybe that's because we are so split up all over the world. We are in too many places defending too many things. And there's no shock about the way that Joe is acting. He's following in his footsteps of Obama with respect to the nuclear deal, begging for Iran to come back to the table, giving them millions and billions of dollars in payoffs. It is a big mistake. I say there was a big mistake when Obama was president, and it's still a big mistake. We can't afford to allow Iran to get any further down with their nuclear program. They're a menace to society. But Biden has refused to do anything about that up to this point. And Iran is attempting to be the big shot in the region, to dominate the region. And that goes all the way back to President Obama, who had made a big mistake by being friends with those people. And I have to admit that as far as I know, Iran has been trying to be a monster in that region even before. So I can't blame it all on Barack. Wants to be the leader, wants to have a self-justification that expands the power of the Islamic republics in that region. That is as necessary to them as spreading communism worldwide was for the Soviets. So Iran is a menace to society, and we're doing nothing about it, really. So I leave you with those thoughts this morning. The Red Sea battles have to be stopped. Have a great day. Bye.